Hey, 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 this is HQ in the house for the wife code with HQ, right? Today, our subject is the silent resentment of wives, right? The silent resentment of wives. And this is uh, a wife code series. So we'll be talking directly with wives, wives and husbands so they can recognize these signs, right? So when we talk about secret resentment of wives, we're describing something as real common, but it remains hidden inside marriages, right? It's not about the loud arguments, slamming of the doors, or the raised voice, right? It's instead it's about uh, the quiet, bottled up frustrations that wives have, and it builds up and it becomes like they're not appreciated for the things that they do, or they're unheard or unsupported in the marriages. And she may not express it directly, but it shows in the way she treats you. It shows in the way she treats the children, treats the tasks, treats the things that occur every day in her life. I mean, it shows up in subtle ways, and it can be very damaging to the relationship over time. And a lot of people don't recognize. Please hit the like button coming in and out. Please hit the like button coming in and out. And it shows up over time, this silent resentment. And the reason why it's called silent is because many wives don't speak up about it. They don't tell people their frustrations, how they feel unappreciated. Sometimes they're afraid to say things because it might come across as being nagging or overly emotional in the relationship. Okay. And sometimes they have tried to speak up about, I don't feel comfortable, I'm not good at this, and I want to do something else. That, it gets brushed off, it gets tossed to the side, like her concerns are not important in the relationship. And most of the times, she doesn't say anything because she wants to keep the peace. She wants to have harmony in the house, right? So instead of her saying, I'm upset or this bothers me, she sweeps it under the rug, or she's very silent about it. She doesn't say anything about it. She just keeps quiet and swallows her feelings, right? The silence is to protect themselves or protect, their feelings, peace of the household. But underneath, they feel like this is bubbling up. And this is a part of that when women leave and you try to figure out why they left. This is the resentment that has been growing underneath, and they never said anything. Not saying every wife has it. I'm just saying this sometimes happens. And there's resentment, uh, are when small things add up, little by little, drop by drop, right? Think about a leaky faucet. One drip isn't really bad, but after weeks and weeks and months of it dropping, it causes rust and damage, under that sink, like I found out a couple weeks ago. In the same way, a wife may feel taken advantage of or taken for granted when she does all the cooking, or dismissed when her concerns about X, Y, and Z are tossed to the side. Or she might feel exhausted when she's handling the kids all the time. I don't care what you say, that's an exhausting job. When you are the child's person, when you are the child's go to person, it's exhausting to be that person. Okay. And each one of those little drops feels like a bomb. But put together, it's an explosion. It's a flood of frustration, and she never voices that frustration. So she just continues to do whatever she's doing, right? For example, a good example. Imagine a wife who goes to work full time, just like her husband, but when they get home, the kids are constantly calling her. She's doing the cooking, she's doing the cleaning, helping with the kids' homework, and getting the lunches together, dinner together, all of that. While her husband may be doing some things, he might be doing some things. But he's still not doing as much as she wants him to do. So she doesn't complain out loud because she wants to keep the peace. But inside her mind, she's thinking, doesn't he know what I'm doing? Doesn't he know? Doesn't he see that I need help? Doesn't he see that I need X, Y, and Z? So she keeps doing it over time. And her warmth and her love for him starts to fade. She starts to resent him because she feels that he hasn't opened up a space for her to be honest, or she hasn't, because let's face it, in today's society, people think cooking and cleaning and all that stuff is a woman's role. And a lot of men that have expressed on here, they've thought that that's her job. Let her do that, X, Y, and Z. That job becomes hard and difficult every day. So she silently builds up the resentment towards him. Doesn't he know that I need help? Doesn't he understand that I need him to get the lunches together? Doesn't he know I need him to do the bath, give the kids a bath? And I hear a lot of examples of men saying, oh, I work a corporate job. I work 10 hours a day. I turn, da, 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 right? So what about the job that never ends for the wife? Never. And I understand if you signed up for that job and you're a at-home wife, I understand that. You should have organization. You should be organized. If you voluntarily stayed home and decided you were going to take care of the kids and the family and the house and all that, I understand that. That's your job. You signed up for it. But if I have to work and you have to work too, we both have to do equal jobs on each equal side, right? We both have to do that. It's a job that never ends. And you say there's a job during the day and then there's a job at night. And I'm not saying it's the man's fault. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is men have to recognize that you have to do more than just go to a job just because you provide. Because a woman also, if they're doing the 50-50 or they're doing, even if she's working and it's something else, she still needs help. You still need to step up and help this woman because she sometimes has this resentment. Why am I doing all this? Why he can't help me? And another example, a wife tries to talk about something that matters to her, but her husband says, you're overreacting. You're emotional. We'll talk about it later. After hearing that enough times, a woman may stop bringing up anything altogether because she says he doesn't understand what I'm saying. He doesn't listen to what I'm saying. So she smiles politely and she hides all of this resentment inside and she feels unimportant, unheard. And the husband might think everything is fine. It's cool. We straight. I go to work. I ain't cheating on her. I ain't doing none of this stuff. But what's really happening is the emotional distance that she is putting between you and her. The connection between you and her is becoming faint. Now, how do we recognize when silent resentment is happening? How do you recognize this? How do you help, turn it around? There are signs that can help you turn this around in a marriage, in a relationship, right? When a wife gives you short answers, female, whoever gives you short answers. I'm fine. Whatever. Okay. She may start to withdraw her affections Less hugs, less kisses, less smiles, less intimacy. She may keep doing all of the things that she's supposed to do, but without the joy of doing it. Almost like she's on autopilot, like she's a robot. Some wives become naggy, sarcastic, passive aggressive bullshit. You know the passive aggressive bullshit women do? Don't cook your meal when you say you want a meal. She go out and get her some dinner, but she don't come and give you none. Not initiating sex. You know what I'm talking about. Passive aggressive bullshit. Okay. Others go quiet. You all make sure you're hitting the like button, please. Hit the like button. I would appreciate hitting the like button, please. And thank you very much for the like button. We ask for like button hits. You came to the door, please hit the like button. Okay. So sometimes, a lot of times women go silent and they stop sharing their thoughts, fears, emotions. This is when you have to start to worry. This is when you have to start to worry in relationships. When she doesn't want to be yappy, right? Your woman was yappy before, now she ain't yappy. What's going on? Sometimes this resentment, it leaks out in small fights, small disagreements. For example, an argument about the trash not being taken out might really be about something bigger than that. Like something you did last week, but you didn't do it. Like I told you to make the appointment for them to cut the grass or whatever, but you didn't do it. Okay. Like her feeling that the household duties aren't balanced enough, she's going to become nagging. Or there's a bigger fight that's brewing. Okay. A lot of times it shows up as comparisons between you and another husband, you and her girlfriend's boyfriend or whatever. Okay. She won't tell you how she feels, but she darn sure tell her sister, or she darn sure tell her mother or her best friend. And the most dangerous part about this is when there's the silent compliance to the issue. When she doesn't argue at all, she quits bringing up old shit. She quits talking about it. But in reality, she's emotionally checked out from you. I'm saying, look at the behavior of your spouse. Look at the behavior. Okay, whatever. Not a problem. These are answers that you need to be paying close attention to. Please hit the like button coming in and out, please. Please hit the like button. But the danger of this silent treatment is that it doesn't stay silent forever, right? It sooner or later, it either builds up and it explodes in a huge fight, or it quietly drains this marriage dry until the wife feels nothing anymore. And then this is when the wife leaves. People say, I don't know why she left. My wife left me. She never said anything. This is that silent resentment. Okay. That's when you hear stories of a husband being shocked. I want a divorce. Where the fuck that come from? What do you mean you want a divorce? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. From the man's perspective, everything seems fine. It's amazing. Everything's good. She cooked, clean, she works. Blah, blah, blah. But from her perspective, she was silently drowning for years. Okay. So what's the solution to all this? Okay. The first step is that communication that has to be there, but it has to be safe. You as the husband have to create a safe space where she can come to you and say, hey, hon, I want to concentrate on my work. I need you to take over half the duties or whatever. I need you to take over the duties for the kids in every way. I need to make sure that you be bothered with the kids every day. Like like I have to do everything for the kids. I want you to do everything for the kids, and I'll concentrate on all of this. Something, okay? But it has to be that communication piece first. Okay. But the wife also, not including you as the husband, giving her space to say what's wrong and what she needs. The wife also has to be willing to say, or the girlfriend has to be willing to say, when this happens, I feel X, Y, and Z. Instead of keeping it bottled up inside, when I handle all of these things alone, I feel unappreciated or unloved or unwanted. She has to be willing to say those things. You have to give her a safe space for her to say those things. It also means the husband has to listen without being defensive, without jumping back and saying, I go to work, I work 15 hours a day. I ain't got no damn time to be helping you raise them kids. You're not giving her a safe space in order to express the resentment that she feels. Don't be dismissive of what she's talking about, not in a joking way or serious way, but you got to really hear what she's saying. But she also has to open her mouth and speak, right? Because I don't know how any closed mouth gets fed if they don't talk. Women do it every day, Black America. When she don't have a husband standing around her and she got to take care of the kids, she does it every day all by herself. Okay, so even if you work 15 hours a day, you still have to come home and deal with the kids. She does it every day. If she's a single mom, she does it every day. Okay. The second step is teamwork and balance. You have to have balance and teamwork. A marriage is a partnership, not a one-person show. That doesn't mean everything. Are you talking to me, Tahilism? Well, you're comparing two different situations, though. No, I'm not. A marriage is a partnership, not a one-person show. That doesn't mean everything has to be split into 50-50 thing, but both people should be able to be supported. I understand working 50 hours, 15 hours. I understand all of that. But if you think in terms of a single mother works 10, 12 hours a day, goes home, picks up the kids, or the kids are already in the house. She comes home, she's still cooking and she cleaning, she doing all that. Okay. Yeah, but Black America said working 12 to 15 hours a day and taking care of the kids. Like a man works 12 to 15 hours a day and coming home and taking care of the kids. He's making it sound like it's egregious. I'm saying as a single mom, she works 12 to 15 hours a day and she comes home and does all the cooking and cleaning and all of that. So I'm saying if a single mom by herself can do it every day, then how is it that men are complaining that they can't do it and they got a partner? Oh no, I work 15 hours a day. I need to come home and chill. A single mother don't chill. So I'm saying two people in the household shouldn't be no problem. Yes, they have to do it, and so do men have to do it too. Couples have to do it too. It's not just a single mom's problem. Okay. No, women don't work that long. Man, I worked with many single women that work that long. Stop it. Okay. Okay. It's not that we can't. We are both in the house. Okay, both in the house. Then if both of y'all work 15 hours a day, then y'all should split the workload between y'all. Then you're not as tired. But just because you work 15 hours a day, if you were there doing 15 hours a day and you were there by yourself and you were a man, you'd still have to do the cooking, the cleaning, the candlestick making, all that good stuff by yourself if you were a single dad. So you shouldn't make her the wife do work too and do the kitchen, the cooking, and the candlestick making on her own, and you get to sit down. No, you had to do some of the things too. I'm just saying, if you keep thinking that you're not supposed to do anything and she's supposed to do everything, then your marriage is going to continue to fail. Because I think this is one of the reasons why women leave. Okay. A husband helping with the kids, showing appreciation for the dinner, taking the initiative to do things around the house, it can make a big difference. It's not about doing grand, big, gigantic things. It doesn't matter whether it's a choice. Single parenthood is not necessarily a choice, Ty. Stop showing your misogyny. Okay? It's not necessarily a choice. Sometimes she's married and she's still, the man is like you talking about. Like, I work 15 hours a day. I don't have to do nothing. That's what they call single mother being married. When they have a man like that. It's not about the grand gestures, okay? It's about the everyday respect, okay? Yes, you have to split the duty. The third step, I already said the first step is communication. Second step is the balance and the teamwork. The third step is you got to start rebuilding that intimacy through appreciation and attention. That resentment is going to grow where the gratitude is missing. Okay. Thank you very much. I thank you. Noticing the little thing. Ask him about his day. Ask her about her day. Plan time to have date night. Okay. Start healing that gap between. Stop asking. See, I'm one of those people that if I got to tell you what to do, I'm going to start resenting you. If I got to tell you what to do, because both of us are grown adults in this house. There's things that need to be done in the house. Automatically in the house. Why should I tell you that the children need a bath? Why should I tell you that the children need to be fed? Why should I tell you that clothes need to be washed? Why should I tell you that X, Y, and Z? We both are individuals before we got together. So you knew you were doing these things when we were single. What made you stop and say, I'm not doing these things after we got together? We would have to be stumbling all over each other in order for that house to be the way we want it to be. So I'd rather we stumble over each other than to me come in the door. Like if I come in the door and I come in, if I call, we call each other and say, hey, we have when you got children and you got a husband and you got a wife, you guys got to make a schedule for your house. Okay. I go to the store and I get 5 days worth of food. You go to the store and you make sure we have household items in X, Y, and Z. You make sure that you go to the bank and get the kids lunch money. You go here and make sure that we got gas in the car. Everybody has duties. Every human being has duties. Please hit the like button coming in. Please hit the like button coming in. That's your way of saying hello. Okay. Yes. And we can constantly make mistakes but I'm saying if you have a family and you have children, you have to have a schedule. You just can't do things out of the ordinary. Okay, we got date night on Saturday. I don't care what we're doing on Saturday at 7 p.m. From 7 p.m. onward is date night. Or Wednesday night is that we can't do it on the weekends. The kids are home. Let's do it during the week. Make sure Johnny, Michael, and Sammy got lunch money. That's your job. You need to know how to do that. Make sure nobody has to go to the dentist. Can you be responsible for making sure they got dental appointments, making sure they got lunch money, making sure all the PTA meetings are met, making sure we keeping on top of their homework? Can you make sure you do all that's a full-time job? Just those 4 things that I gave to you. And just imagine the wife having to keep up with all 4 of those things, plus cook, clean, go to work, pay the bills, make sure the bills are paid, nothing is late. Are we paying the mortgage off on time? Are we doing retroactive payments to pay X, Y, and Z? Are we doing all of these things? Running a household is a 2-person job if you want to run it correctly. If you want to run it correctly, it cannot be just her job. And I'm saying when you all, before you get married, you sit down and you say, hey, make a list. And this is a beautiful thing. Make a list of all the things that would be required in a household if you have children. It's just you and him. Make a list of the things that need to be done. I just named off 4 of them. Make sure we're going to teachers' meetings. Make sure that Johnny has lunch money. Make sure we have enough diapers for the baby. Make sure we have enough wipes for the baby. We don't run out of that. Make sure we don't run out of soap for the bathroom. Make sure dishes are washed and put away. Make sure the doors are locked. Make sure the clothes are washed. Make sure X, Y, and Z. These are an endless list of things that need to be done. And if you leave that all up to her, that's when she's going to start resenting, wait a minute, why you ain't doing none of this shit? So because the effort is seen, it has to be seen and appreciated. It has to be. Resentment doesn't just grow. It just doesn't grow for no reason. Okay. There's things that filter, there's things that feed that resentment. Okay. Not being appreciated, not being told that I can help. You pretending like you don't know how to help. I mean, in the end, the silent resentment, it's not about being difficult or hard to please. It's not that. It's like making sure I understand everything that goes on in this house and contributing to some of the things that go on in this house. Okay. How do you think your damn clothes get cleaned? How do I make sure your clothes are folded correctly? How do you make sure your stuff in your drawer goes, hang up your clothes? How do you think them clothes get on the hanger? How do you think X, Y, and Z? Okay. Yes. Some people are overwhelmed. It's about a very, very, very human need, the need to be valued, the need to be heard and cared for. Okay. But that silence in the marriage, in a relationship, sometimes silence means pain that's being buried. And not, right now I'm doing laundry, but it's just me, right? And I'm an A-type personality. I like to have things organized. I wash clothes on Sunday. I do X, Y, and Z on Sunday. I, vacuum the whole house on Sunday and Tuesday. Sunday and Wednesday. I clean the bathrooms on Tuesday and Thursday. I don't have too many dishes because it's just me. It cost me $800 this week to fix my sink. So, these are the things, all these little details that if I had another person with me, I would want another person to take some of the burden off. I don't know when the car needs an oil change. I don't know when the hell to do that. All I know is somebody said, keep an eye on the oil level in your car. And when it gets down to X, Y, and Z, go get the oil change. Okay, fine and dandy. I almost ran out of gas today. I was driving, almost ran out of gas. I don't keep an eye on no gas, but I got to keep an eye on it because X, Y, and Z. It would be lovely if I had a man around who would do those things for me. So when it's 2 people in that household, it's real peace. Real peace comes in that you want peace now. Everybody wants peace. Please hit the like button coming in and out. Thank you very much. Please hit that like button. But real peace comes when both partners can create that space for that communication, that honesty, that partnership, that appreciation for each other. Okay? That's the kind of marriage where resentment, you can't allow resentment to build. Okay? And it dies there, but the love has to continue growing. You have to be able to have a relationship and continue growing without the resentment. Otherwise, you're going to have the worst of worst. Let me see. I meant to say something else. Let me see. So we're looking at the So silent resentment is the unspoken, bottled up frustrations that many women and men feel in long-term relationships and marriages, but they don't express. So I'm saying to you, communication is a key, openness, upfrontness. Men have to realize, yes, I work 15 hours a day, but you also have other things that you have to do at the home. People say, oh, man makes X, Y, and Z. He don't have to do that. Okay, then you don't worry about a woman walking out the door. Then it's not a big deal for you. I'm telling you, this is a part of that walking out the door thing. This is a part of that walking out the door thing. Nobody wants that woman to walk out the door. Nobody wants that man to walk out the door. So we're trying to do everything in the marriage, everything in the relationship beyond that's reasonable. We're trying to do everything that's reasonable in order for the relationship to function. And men say, well, that's her job. See, it would be her job. It would be all the way her job if it would be all the way her job and she wasn't resenting the fact if you made a lot of money where she can make other choices. But we're talking about the everyday average guy. We're not talking about the rich guy. The rich guy has resources that poor people don't have. The rich guy can hire a maid. A rich guy can hire a cook. I'm talking a couple that you can't hire a cook or a maid. You don't have that kind of money. Okay? You don't have that kind of money, so that means the job falls on you and the wife, or you and the husband. All of these silent jobs. I mean, there's 1,000 things that you got to figure out every day to do. Okay. I almost ran out of gas today. I did. I looked down and things start ding, 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 ding. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Holy shit. I got 15 miles to run out of gas. Holy shit. How far am I from the, because I only use a specific card. I use a quick what the fuck is it called? Quick Care, Quick Mart, Quick. I only use that for gas. I only use one credit card for gas, the Quick Mart credit card for gas. I think it's Quick Mart. So I'm like, oh shit, am I like 5 or 6 miles away from it? Cars start dinging, dinging, dinging. I'm on the highway, right? So I'm saying these are little things that everybody got to think of. Everybody in the house, just like you're the only person in the house and you're the only person that makes those kind of decisions. You have to do those kind of decisions as a group. So everybody has a list of things that they will do. Everything, like, for example, everything that's related to the kid, let the dad do. You do everything that's related to the kid. You keep up with the doctor's appointments. You keep up with the baseball practice. You keep up with the PTA. You keep up with the making sure their clothes are together. They got clothes for the next day. You put up with you make sure that X, Y, and Z got a cell phone. You make sure X, Y, and Z, all of the things that go along with having a kid. Are you going to keep up with those things? Okay, then I'll keep up with the household thing. I'll make sure all the houses are clean. The house is clean. The beds are made. The floor is done. The floors are mopped. We got enough food in the kitchen. We got enough garbage bags. We have enough soap to wash our ass. We got enough washcloths. We got enough towels. It's a whole host of things people have to come up with. And a person who runs a household has to think of, come up with. And it's not fair when we both work. Most average, normal people have to work. Both of us have to work. It's not fair for that all to fall on me when you can help take some of that burden off. Figure out a position, figure out a part of the house that you will, or home that you will be responsible for. And see if you can take on all of those things. I'll be like, everything that's related to the kids, going in and out of the house, going to school, dealing with teachers, you can do that. Since that's it may be an easier job or a harder job, oh, I'll do it. And I'll make sure we got food, X, Y, and Z. Go to the store, I'm grocery shopping. Go here, I'm doing this. Okay. Gas in the car, I'm doing this. I mean, stake out a position. Stake out a position in that marriage that you're going to be responsible for. Okay. Because that will take some of the burden off of her. She will not feel unappreciated for her contributions. Household work, childcare, emotional labor, she will see the benefit of it if you be one of the ones who take some of that off her plate. She might feel unseen and ignored if her feelings, her desires, or her struggles are minimized. You're too emotional. You're emotional and I'm logical. Stop making that argument. Because when you say you're logical and I'm emotional, that says to me you're dismissing my contribution as a human being because I'm emotional. That's what that says. And men might not feel it and think it, that men might not mean it that way, but that's the way it comes across, as you're demeaning the female, like just because she's emotional, not totally emotional, but is more emotional than you, that's dismissing how she feels or her concerns, her desires, her struggles. Okay. Yes, we need systems and lists. You don't need to recreate everything. Just do that. Okay. Unsupported. When a person is unsupported, if the partner doesn't share responsibilities, it doesn't have to be equal, but it does have to have an effort there. An effort to say, okay, I see where she has the headache at. Let me see. Okay. And then as a human being, and people forget that you also are a human being, autonomous too. You also have dreams and thoughts and things like that, regardless of whether you're in a marriage or you're not in a marriage. People think of things that they can make themselves better at. And when a person's dreams, wants, and desires are sacrificed because they have a family, because they got married, they may harbor bitterness because of that. If she feels like her efforts are being taken advantage of and she's not really being seen. Okay. And the danger in this is, because it's a silent thing, because women swallow these things a lot. Men do too, but women swallow these things a lot. We're talking about women. Her partner may not realize that there's a problem until the resentment explodes, or the marriage feels emotionally dead, or she's asking for a divorce. I want a divorce. What the fuck? Where did that come from? What do you mean you want a divorce? These are the unbuilt negative feelings that come along with being a wife. Please hit the like button coming in and out. And there's things that men have silent resentment against too. Okay. Men have the same thing, but this is wife code, and we're speaking about the wives. Okay. Black America. Okay, I dropped the link for anybody who wants to come up with a little bit of smoke. Okay. A little bit of smoke. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. On solution. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me drop it again. Okay. Paste. Here we go. Did I drop it? Okay. Let me finish. I need some smoke. So, now that we've seen what silent resentment is and how it builds up and how it shows up, the next question people should be asking, what can couples do about this? Because it's one thing to identify a problem, but the real thing is the solutions to it, right? And the good news is people being silently resentful isn't a permanent state of being. It can be addressed if both partners are willing to change the way they communicate, share the responsibility, and show appreciation for that. We were speaking about showing appreciation last night. Women are going on dates. Please hit the like button coming in and out. I need you all to engage in that way. Please hit the like button. Okay? We were speaking about it last night. Women going on dates, having dates, 2 or 3 dates, not saying thank you. I appreciate the date. I appreciate going out with you. I appreciate that we had a good time. Women, to the sound of my voice, you need to start saying thank yous, more thank yous. Everybody need to say more thank yous, but women specifically, when something is being done and it doesn't have to be done, you need to start saying thank you and appreciating the thing. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying we had that conversation last night, and men say they take women out on dates and they don't follow up with the thank you. Just like you follow up when you have, just think, for example, you applied for a job and you went on the interview. Do you follow up on that interview and say, thank you, I appreciate the opportunity for the interview? Do you follow up on that thank you? Same thing with a date. Follow up with a thank you. Follow up with I appreciate it. Follow up, I had a good time. Okay. This is what men are maybe complaining about. No appreciation for what they do, which is the same is what we're talking about. The silent resentment that builds up in men because women are not appreciating the things that they do, appreciating the dates that they go on, taking them on dates. I don't have to pay for the date. I don't have to do any of these things, but do you offer to pay for the date later on? Or are you appreciative of what I'm doing right now? I heard you, Black America. I heard you last night. You and Triple. So I'm saying this is a silent resentment that can build up in men regarding what women do and don't say. That should be standard practice. When you go on a date, you should follow up with a tweet. I had a good time. Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you. I appreciated your behavior. I appreciated your company. Thank you. This is a silent resentment that men get. Okay? I keep doing things to you, doing things for you, and I don't see any kind of feedback that says that you're appreciative of these things. Okay? I was raised by nuns. I was raised by nuns. You know, I went to school and I went to all girls school, so I never went to school with guys. So believe me, I was thank you. I was raised on religious. So this is the silent resentment that men have. Women are not appreciating the things that men do for them on dates, in the house, going to get gas, making sure she don't have to worry about food, making sure she doesn't have to do all. Men have silent resentments too. Okay? And we're not going to gloss over men's resentment. We understand you have resentments. She doesn't want me to tell her the truth. I resent the fact that I got to keep pretending. All of these things. Men can come up and express those things to me in a minute. So we're talking about the first solution is to create a safe space so we can have that communication. I listed them, but I didn't really go into detail. Communication, all of those things. But the first solution is to create a safe space for communication. That should be a part of the relationship. That should be a part of the marriage. Every Monday morning, every Monday evening, every Tuesday evening, we're going to sit down and reassess. We reassess the family, reassess the marriage, reassess where something went X, Y, and Z. Did we take care of X, Y, and Z last week? How do you feel about X, Y, and Z? Wives are often, they all often stay silent because they don't feel like it's worth the energy and they don't want to nag. Sometimes nagging is a good thing, but in a constructive way, ladies. You have to be constructive with the nagging. It cannot be, you motherfucker. It can't be that. It's got to be constructive in a way that does not harm your family, because men have silent resentments as well. And those should be addressed and on the table. Everybody should sit down. Okay. Everybody. She's still holding on to the situation for Toya and the resentment poured onto him. I don't know. Kelvin Cook. So I'm saying when you're in a relationship, sit down. Learn to sit down every week. Make that a focal point every week. Sit down and have a conversation. What did you do this week? And you may have felt frustrated. You may not feel as though you're being heard. You talk to your husband or you talk to your boyfriend and you say that. What did I do? Did everything line up with what you wanted this week? Was there something that you needed to address with me this week? Because the longer you go without addressing issues, that's when the resentment builds. Okay? A lot of people feel as though they get upset for saying things. They'll be beat up because they said X, Y, and Z. It's met with defensiveness. Husbands can change this by practicing actively listening. Just because she's emotional doesn't mean she doesn't have valid concerns. Hello, Black America. Morning.
Good morning again. I left in the morning. I'm back in the damn morning. Jesus.
I know. Hey, look, I'm
Hey,
dragging, bro. I'm
hey,
dragging.
I'm I'm glad I don't work for nobody and can't nobody fire me, because I would have fired my ass this
I
morning.
know, right? I know, right?
Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, Stu, what you're saying is so bad, because I don't think you realize all you're talking about is gender roles, but you're not actually saying who's supposed to be doing what role specifically. And that makes it sound bad, because specific people are supposed to do different things. HQ,
Right.
you don't work 12 hours a day. I'm not saying that you never have,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know you say you were working 911 dispatch before,
Mm-hmm.
but other than nurses, 911 dispatchers, or truck dispatching, or like, women don't work 8, 12 hour jobs. They don't, they won't work 10-hour jobs a lot of times.
Yeah.
Most jobs that men do are 10 hours and up. If you work in a warehouse, 10 hours, 12 hours. If you a truck driver, whatever the job is that you're doing as a
Mm-hmm.
man,
Mm-hmm.
they are long and laborious. We're not talking about sitting on your ass in a cubicle. We're talking about outside in the heat, in the heat, in the sun. I'm outside.
Hey,
I'm out.
hey, I love it.
Look. Can you see? Can you see this?
Hell yeah, that's the one. I've been to Las Vegas, but only in the casino. I haven't been out.
So I'm outside. Like
Right.
you guys don't do the same things, and I wish you would. And like I said, I know it's the white code and all of that stuff, but
No.
like,
I'm saying to you, when we both get off, even if you do 15 hours and she does 8, or you do 12 and she does 8, more than likely you do 12, 13, and she may do 8 or 9. Okay. Even if you do that, do we agree that the duties at the house never change? Right? The duties at the house never change. There's always going to be kids who need shoes, always going to be kids who need baths, kids that need to be fed, people yards that need to be cut. All none of this changes. So if a man doesn't engage in any, he only engages in 10% of the things like the outside yard, and he never remembers a birthday, he never buys a card, he never remembers anniversaries, he never remembers that Johnny needs lunch money, or Johnny has to go to that practice, or Johnny needs to be drove to the X, Y, and Z. How involved in the family can he be if he never remembers that all of these things need to be done? Who's supposed to remember these
okay,
things?
so this is the problem, right? HQ, you pay $800 to fix your sink.
Mhm.
If I was there, you wouldn't have to pay to fix your sink.
Man, don't you
You
bring up
see
that
what I mean?
goddamn $800 cent. I'm already fucking mad because I think he took
Ex-
me. I think he took me.
exactly, because if I could have went and got a granite goddamn sink with the deep tub, a deep well, and did that for $800. So that's what I'm saying. Men have different roles, and our
Mhm.
positions are different. It's Sunday today. But when do you think the last time one of my girls put gas in they goddamn car? I don't even think them motherfuckers know how much gas is at this point.
Yeah,
HQ.
but I'm
Like,
saying I understand men's role. I just spoke about men being frustrated with the things that they do, and they don't get any appreciation for it. I get it. But why not, as a couple, why not uh, put the stuff on the table and then say, I do X, Y, and Z. Tell her all the things that you do. She tell you all the things she do. And then you say, okay, well, I see what you do in X, Y, and Z. Then I shouldn't expect you to do X, Y, and Z because I see all the things that you do. And then that way you look at her stuff and you say, oh shit,
hey baby.
that is something wild. That is something that has to be done every day. I'm saying be aware of each one of your things that you do in that house for that house, and make sure you appreciate each other for the things that you do. She ain't aware of that you got to make sure gas is in the car. She not aware of she may not be aware of all of these things. But then again, you may not be aware of everything that she does either.
She is What do you mean? She is totally. People are totally aware of the things that other. If I took you on a date and you don't say thank you, you are aware that you didn't say thank you. What the
Yeah,
hell are you talking about?
but that's not
You-
that's not
You're
necessarily true.
you're
Because
told. So
say it
so
would be
that's
done
so
if
that's
they're
what I'm
aware.
saying.
It would be done if they were.
No, no. What I'm saying is people are totally aware. People just don't care.
So
People are not nice.
everybody just want to be a asshole.
I didn't cuss and say asshole. You said asshole, so I'll
You're
go with it.
You're saying that people know that they're doing bad behavior and they're doing it anyway. That means you're an asshole.
Yes, yes, 100%. Because they don't have to. HQ. They don't have to. Men pay for dates. We know that men are going to pay for dates,
hmm hmm
and that's all it is to it.
And I'm
If you
saying,
don't,
I'm saying she should have the appreciation to text after the date. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate spending time with you. I'm saying I'm admitting to you that these are things that women do. Okay. I'm admitting to you that they do that kind of thing. Okay. But I'm also saying
Mhm.
I'm also saying there's things that happen on the female side because otherwise this would not be a thing. There's things that happen on the female side that she feels as though she's not being appreciated for. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying on both
Ye-
sides.
yes, but what I'm telling you is, I don't care how you think of it or how you're looking at it. It is not equal. It's not. It's
I
not
didn't say it
equal.
was equal.
I could. Yeah, I could have saved you $800 on your sink. I could have made sure that you
Already,
had gas in your damn car.
I'm freaking mad because I
I I
never said
could I
something
could
to
have made sure you had I could have made sure you had gas in the car. When it's time for the oil changes, HQ, I've been working on cars since I was 12 years old. Like these are things that men do. These are the things that men are responsible for. And men don't shy away from them. That's all I'm saying. So I dig what you're saying, but you have a role. I don't give a fuck about the kids going to goddamn PTA.
yeah, but
You you work you
if I say to you, Black America, I want you to take over. I want you to. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I want you to take over all the kid duties. Can you make sure everything is done with the kids?
okay, good. Let's go with that role play.
And then that's
Why
all.
are you feel why no. Why are you feeling overwhelmed, babe? What's going on? Why are you feeling overwhelmed?
Because I'm stressed at my job. I'm the boss is on my ass. I get off
So so
later.
you so you need to quit work. Problem solved.
No, this
You
is what
you
I'm saying. No, hold on. This is what I'm saying. When you sit down and have that weekly meeting, that weekly thing with your wife and say, hey, everything is taken care of, that's a subject that needs to come up. Can we afford for
you
me to
need to quit work.
and can we afford for us to quit? Can we
Yeah,
afford? But
yeah. You just
I thought we were paying the credit card bills off. I'm here
I don't I don't I don't listen. My thing is to care for you. In caring for you, that means your mental health and your physical health. I
Mhm.
don't give a shit about you wanting to get your nails done. That's caring about. I care for you. If you're stressed out and you come to me with a problem, it is my job to solve it. And it is your job to accept the way that I want to solve it. So guess what? Yes, you can afford to quit. You just not we just not going to Tahiti this
But
year.
I'm saying that quitting is a catalyst for so many other things that it would affect. Is it feasible for me to quit my job? No, it's not. We have to pay off
Why
a
not?
credit card bill. We're trying to pay
Why
off a
not?
credit card bill. We're trying to give Johnny a car. I want to make sure Johnny got a car, so we have the money for that. I'm trying to do all the
I'm,
you making sure all the main things are paid for.
you think I give a fuck about Johnny and getting a car? I don't care about Johnny. All I care about is my wife. I don't give a fuck about these kids. They are secondary.
I know, but I'm talking about these are the things that we have to think if
But but
we have children. I'm saying I just can't quit my job.
H,
I get where you're
HQ,
going,
I got 16 kids. How are you? I got 16 kids that I raised.
right? I get that. I get that.
So what I'm
We still have an 8-year-old that we have to navigate to and fro. We can't just. I just can't quit my job. She got I got to make sure she got braces on her teeth. That's an extra expense. I got to make sure that we got to absorb these things. I can't let you just absorb everything. I have to do
why
things.
not? Why not? That if you're stressed out, absorbing everything. I'm gonna put it to you like this: there was a time when you were married and you had children, right?
Mhm,
So you didn't go to work. Did
mhm.
everything go to shit because you didn't go to work?
No, but we were poor, so we
Then
didn't have
then shut then shut the hell up. They was poor on good times, but
what,
they had good times.
right.
Shut the hell up and rock with a nigga. Y'all don't want to do that.
But I'm saying we have things I'm saying, but it's not I'm saying if it's not feasible, if it's not feasible for me to quit my job, and we have to we have to navigate around these two jobs. How do we navigate around these two jobs? If I come to you and I say I'm stressed and I say, hey, can you take over the duties for X, Y, and Z? Hmm, okay.
Most
I'm saying it
most
happened.
people, most couples don't have to have two jobs. Most couples have two jobs because of a life. You have a job because of a lifestyle, because you
Right.
want to keep up appearances and shit. HQ, what I'm telling you is, as my wife, I don't care about any of those things. I don't.
Yeah, but you
Only thing I am in charge of is caring about your welfare as my woman. That's it.
yeah, but I
I
want
don't.
to
I
work.
don't care.
But what if I say I want to work?
Okay.
I want to work.
Okay. So after.
I
So
just want you to
so
help
after.
me with a little bit. Just help me
So
here.
after you feel better. So after you feel better, you can take your ass back to work. But in the meantime, between time,
Hmm.
you you need to put your feet up, because I don't want to hear nothing. I
Mm,
don't want anything to go awry.
okay.
That's it. So that's the solution. But go ahead, say what you're saying.
That's a solution. Okay. Uh, let me get Zeus in here. Hello, Zeus. Morning, afternoon,
Good morning. Good morning,
morning.
Black America. How you guys doing?
Hmm.
Good. I just want to
Amazing.
say this before we go any further. I hope the grandbaby's doing well, no matter what we say in this conversation, because they are hard.
Yeah.
That I love you.
Thank you.
Love you both. I love the way Black America frames things. Is different than I've ever thought of. That
Hmm.
doesn't mean I don't follow those patterns.
Right.
So let's take a frame here.
Right. Okay.
Um, you went through a situation where you said, "Hey, I want to go to school,"
Hmm.
but you didn't just say you wanted to go to school. You presented a plan.
Right.
I notice when Black America talks, you always present a problem. Like when he says, "Hey, here's the plan," you always say, "Yeah, but." And I
Here's
think,
the thing.
hey, slow
But
down,
here's
slow,
the thing.
easy. What I'm
You
saying,
and
I
you and
know
Black
what.
America are two different people. So I know how to present to him, and then I know how to present to you. Two totally different
Okay,
people.
but here's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
I'm saying a lot of women
Hmm.
don't want to acquiesce to the plan. They want to see the problem, the drama, the bigger yeah. What he's saying is,
Hmm.
what we gonna have for breakfast? We gonna have eggs and bacon.
Hmm.
Well, you saying, well, what about the toast? What about the grits? We can put some oatmeal on there? What about the milk? And he's saying keep it very basic and keep it moving. Build from the basics. So that's one thing, my friend. And Black America, I really love and respect you. So I hope I'm not speaking out of turn.
Hmm.
The other thing I want to say is, can we back it up just a little bit?
What?
Meaning Kevin Samuels, one of the good things he talked about was having a plan.
Hmm.
So you talking about right now planning after you already got the kids, after you already got the place to live, after you got, well, what we gonna do with all this?
I said that.
Kev,
I said it before you get into a marriage and a relationship. I said you should have a plan for that house. I
and
said
I
it.
believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Let me break that off rather than say you and make it grander and make it bigger. I
Okay.
think a lot of times in our neighborhood, we don't know how to model and we don't know how to go, okay, what now?
Hmm.
Meaning, hey, I want to have a wife and one kid.
Hmm.
Okay, are we gonna have two cars? One car. Kevin Samuels. Okay, mid-range car. Here's what it's gonna cost. Mid-range apartment,
Hmm.
house. This is what it's gonna cost. Do you want to do this in 5 years? He had all this as questions,
Right.
and a lot of people were stuck on the yeah, but, and I got a unicorn, and then he would say, out of 1,000 people, this is what happens to 990 of them. Well, I'm different. That's what, excuse me, as people of color, we hang our hats on.
Right.
We don't hang our hats on the statistics of the average. We try to be the outlier. So
Right.
that's all I'm pointing out. For
Right.
me, when I'm in a relationship, I found an older couple. We met with them every Sunday for 2 hours minimum. So, I mean, 2 hours maximum.
Right.
Sometimes we would help them paint their cabinets. Sometimes we would help them just clean up the house. Sometimes we would have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with them. And the girl I was with at the time, she was like, "Why do we always come over to these people's houses?" I go, "Because this is the template." Meaning they was together because they knew something and they probably couldn't communicate it, but we could learn by interacting with them. Anyway, with not to be too long-winded, I'm in.
Right. And I believe people say, well, we're just gonna get married and do X, Y, and Z. You have to have a solution, and you have to have, I believe repetition is the way to go when it comes to repetition. I don't want to say repetition as in meaning boring. I mean having a plan for being in a marriage, or having a plan to be, married and raising kids and raising a family. That way,
But why are you fighting? Why are you fighting against the solution though when it's presented? When
but
you,
I'm
like I
saying
said,
to you, I'm
when
saying to you that's
when
not.
you got pregnant with your children, when you got pregnant with your children,
Mhm.
you didn't. Your husband didn't go, "Oh, all right, let's make a new plan." He says, okay, well, she's going to be off work for anywhere from 3 months to 3 years. He
Right.
didn't bitch. He didn't moan. He didn't complain about it. He
Mhm.
just went to work. Maybe he even said, "Hey, I'm going to pick up extra shifts. I'm going to do." You fell in line with what was going on. Why is it nowadays that people get to bark against the same thing that you did that was successful? You did it, HQ, and it was successful.
because when
Why
I
do people get to bitch about it?
because I was born at a different time. My time is different. My time is different.
How?
It's not that much different, but
Me,
the
me,
women's
me, me,
hormones
you, me,
are
you,
very
me,
different.
you, and Zeus were all born in the same time. The same things apply now today. When we was kids, HQ, I remember gas being like, I want to say 89 cents or some shit like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I remember shit like that. I remember filling up my motorcycle or mini bike when I was a kid off of like $1, $2, and just riding all day long,
right.
right? Gas. I, I'm looking at a sign right now, and I'm at an Indian reservation where gas is always the cheapest, right? If you guys are smart, you'll start going to Indian reservations and getting gas, people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's all I deliver to. I got contract with Indian reservations to deliver gas, right? That's what I do. I deliver gas.
Hmm.
It's 3.10 a gallon.
Mm.
Everywhere else, if you
Three.
go down and huh,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
like four. It'd be like four, anywhere from 3.80 to 4.25 a gallon.
Right.
So I just the plan changes. The thing is, people are not being malleable enough. And when I say people, I'm
Hmm.
saying women. You guys don't want to change on the fly. Sometimes I'm going to make a right instead of a left to get us where we're going. But you just have to be in the back seat and not a backseat driver, and not try to hop out anytime shit starts happening that you guys don't like. But
Yeah, it's
I,
not a
I'll
matter,
jump up.
but it's not a matter of not liking. It's a matter of putting the plan on the table and saying X, Y, and Z. That would be an okay plan if we, it would be an okay plan if that was on the table. We sat down and said, okay, maybe not working would be a part of the plan. Maybe cutting back on hours be a part of the plan. Maybe X, Y, and Z. But when I say to you, you say to me, we want why don't you just quit your job? And I say to you, we can't afford to quit the job. Johnny need braces. We plan to go on vacation next year. The credit card is $5,000. I tell you, I say all of these things. Your solution can't be quit your job because you're stressed out. It can't be that. But I gave you a solution that would help me. I said, hey, hon, I need you to take over some of the duties when it comes to the kids. And then I can manage, I can function. Your answer was
So
quit my
so
job.
so
That's not a
so
solution.
that's so So and the problem with that is your solution as a person. Excuse me.
Wait a minute, hold on, Black America. That's all you got to say is you don't want to take on more responsibility for the kids.
No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. As a person, as a man, a knuckle dragger like your husband, that every job that he had was
Mhm.
12 and 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
He don't have no more time. I know he doesn't have any more time. Any time that comes off has to be off of your end. And you need to accept that. It's not coming on the weekends, on his first day off. I know he was a hardworking man. He probably could barely move, but he would still get up. He would still do shit around the house because that's what we do. But we
Yeah,
tired as
I'm
fuck. He would he would get out the bed. He would get out the bed, go sit back down on the couch and fall the fuck asleep. I know because that's what we do. But we still get up, we still fix that sink, we still do all of these things because it is needed. And I'm just saying, any other time is going to have to come off of your end. If you're stressed out because of work, you're
Mhm.
either going to have to you either going to have to go to 7-Eleven and start doing something like that, or you're going to have to stop working altogether just so I can have peace of mind. I don't give a fuck about all
See,
that other shit. My job is to care for you.
but
Okay,
this is
go ahead.
what I'm talking about. I'm saying when I ask, if I ask, and here we are at the whole shebang, what the show is about. You want me to quit my job. I'm saying I can't quit my job because I have X, Y, and Z to take care of. You say quit the job and then there's no stress. I would have even more stress because then I would be worrying about the Johnny's braces, the paying for the vacation, paying the credit card. I'd still have all of that. And you would probably come back and say, I'll pay take
Were
care of
you
all of that.
were you worried about that stuff before?
Women, we
Were you
went
worried?
all that.
Were you worried about the braces and the credit card before?
Yeah, that's why I'm working. That's why
Okay,
I'm working.
so nothing's changed. What
Except
I'm my
I have
job
more stress in my job.
my my job is to care for you. You have to accept it. And that's what you're not getting. You have to accept me caring for you in that. I'm gonna tell you something. My One of the ladies I know, she got with this dude, right? She was a maid in the hotels. Maid make good money. And I was telling her, your boyfriend, your dude, your husband, he makes enough money. You
Mhm.
need to stop this. Well, I need my own money in case something happened, this, that, and the other. A year later, she has a scar running from her back to her stomach because her back went out.
Mhm.
Y'all get old, your bodies break down.
Right.
We get old, we die. It's a difference. We leave your life insurance policies and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Our jobs are to get, and when that shit happened, I blamed it all on him. That is this dude's fault because he didn't say, "Hey, baby, instead of being a maid and doing all this hard work, you're in your 40s. Maybe you need to go to the front desk or do something less strenuous." You see what I mean?
Mhm.
It's his fault for not caring for his woman. You have to accept how I am caring for you. If you don't, it's never going to work. And that's why things are not working right now today because women don't want to accept. I don't care how it looks. I don't care how it looks. Oh, we're going to be broke. We're not going to be able to go to vacation. Johnny's not going to get breaks. You know what? When Johnny goes to college and that motherfucker get a job, he can pay for his own goddamn braces.
Mhm.
Damn. Damn. Can I jump
That
in?
Yeah,
because
something.
all I need to do is feed this motherfucker and make sure he got clothes and a house over his head. I don't give a shit about none of that shit. My job is to care for you. Go ahead, dude.
This is why I think these conversations are good. So, HQ, not to get too granular, but I have been in situations where we had a credit card bill. And I'm going to say credit card bills and body count go in the same. It's one of those things they don't want to tell you about until the monster's too big.
Mm-hmm.
My point is, this is why this is great for me. Black America brought up like working long hours. I can remember when we had financial challenges in a relationship, whether it was getting a car, credit cards, whatever. I got a side job. Wait for it. The kind of side jobs I got was the jobs nobody wants to do. Hey, we need you to set up the gymnasium for the Arabian Horse Show. AKA, somewhere along there, you shoveling shit.
Right.
By the way, it's $50 an hour. I'm a basketball official. I did youth programs. Doing the boys' games, $20 an hour. It's exciting. Found a girls' game, $50 a game. Not as exciting.
Right.
Give me 5 of them bitches. And those are the things where I think what I found, this is the thing that Black America unlocked for me. When I was working crazy shifts and crazy jobs, they was never sexy that anybody wanted. A lot of times I would work a 12-hour or 16-hour shift, and then I would have 3 hours off and work another 4 or 5 hours, and it was a quick turnaround. Excuse me. The girl was not built like that. I needed my girl to have me accessories. My girl had opinions.
Right.
Why they making you work this hard? Blah, blah, blah. Because as men, we're just seeing the results. I didn't know that's what I was doing until I heard Black America talk. I think you used the word purpose. I didn't know that was the purpose I was doing. I just knew in my quick math mind, wait a minute, I can do this, this, and this.
Right.
Okay, so I have a question for you as a female.
Yeah.
If you got $50,000 for eating a bowl of roaches, would you do it?
Probably not, but probably not.
Okay, ask me the
More
same
likely
question.
not.
Ask me the same question.
If you got $50,000 for eating a bowl of roaches, would you do
Give me 2 of them bitches.
it?
With that said, I'm in.
That's a matter of taste or a matter of a stomach. I can't hold stuff like that down, but I get your point. I get your point. But this is the whole point. This is a conversation about a person who wants to stay married and wants to be a partner in a relationship, not somebody that gives me just the answer or the solution, but it's not the answer or the solution, right? What Black America is saying is X, Y, and Z. And I'm saying that's not the complete solution. I came to him with a solution. He said he doesn't want to do that. When he wants to give me one, I say I don't want to do that one. So how do we meet in the middle? Okay. Why everybody having a conversation about the roaches in the doggone chat? What you do, Zeus? So my whole point is,
my apologies. My apologies. I don't mean to.
Roaches in the chat. So how do we get to the middle ground? You get to the middle ground. I get it. He wants to just eliminate everything off the plate. Quit your job. But those are every person has circumstances, regardless of what they do. There's still responsibilities when it comes to doing X, Y, and Z. I probably would have more responsibilities if I quit my job, because then I would have to take on, extra thing. We take on that extra stuff when we don't have things to do. We still got to make sure shit runs, right? And I get it that Black America's saying, I make enough money, X, Y, and Z. I make enough money here, here, and here. But that's not the solution that is for me. I need to work because Johnny needs those braces. I need to work because we
Can
need
I
that
can I jump in?
bill
Can I
paid
jump
off.
in?
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me kick this thing
They
off.
jump straight to the bag. What does that mean?
Okay, so
You
I
know?
love it. I love it that you're talking about the resources for Johnny, right? This is what I kind of learned. I've never had. I'm like 100 years old, vampire years. I've never had health insurance.
Mm.
I went to a semi-private school, and the school had a medical thing that was a part of your program.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a back door I slipped into.
Mm.
um, a lot of times in our neighborhoods, we had a free bus that come in that do dental health and do this, do that, etc. Right? What I learned as an adult is there's internships. So I'm just going to use myself as an example.
Mm-hmm.
I got $3,000 worth of dental cleaning, fillings, work done, $75.
Mm.
I,
Okay.
I work in a service industry. So the service industry I have, everybody don't have insurance. So I let another buddy know. He goes, "Oh, we had to get my daughter," and this is where you unlock this, and this is where I'm thankful for you, HQ. He said we couldn't afford braces, and our daughter needed a braces yesterday.
Right.
He said we went to this program. They put us in the program. It's the same program that I was getting ready to tell him I was in.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy, his teeth are rotten. Like when you see somebody and they smile and black show up, that was
Right.
his mouth.
Right.
They fixed his mouth. It was, I want to say 10 grand. He paid like 1,500. He
Mm.
couldn't afford the 1,500, but you get the point. So there's a programs like that. When I hear you say these conversations,
Mm-hmm.
what I realize is that we put ourselves on islands.
Mm-hmm.
The greatness of Black America, the greatness of Aaron, the greatness of Jay Tillman, Ty Pro. If I sit to them and say, "Hey man, I got this situation," and then I'm quiet, they'll give me other resources. It might
Mm-hmm.
not be the resource that I want, but we need those to listen to. If I tell Black America, I'm just making this up, Black, "Hey man, my girl just ran up $2,000 in credit cards. Man, you better get on her ass then." That's one solution. Aaron say, "Well, have you ever thought about doubling your payments?" Ty Pro say, "Well, here's what you got to do, man." Those are three different unions of ideas. I think a lot of times when I hear you create scenarios, and I'm not talking about you, but just women, TikTok, YouTube,
Right.
they
Right.
are on an island by themselves versus saying, you, instead of you quitting your job, Susan watching your kids for 4 hours or helping you with the household for 4 hours and you doing something else, blah, blah, blah. And then next week you help Susan and then you get another person come in. And now the three of you are breaking down some of the wifely duties to help each other's household be better. To me, that's how I think it should be better. I don't know nothing about cars.
Mm.
Black America know too much about cars. So
Mm-hmm.
he can help me, but I got to be quiet. And that's where I think we forget in our community there are leaders and experts in our community that's willing to help us, but we won't let our guards down to talk to those people. That's what I noticed. With that said, I'm in, and thank you for letting me go.
Absolutely. I mean, these are things that we have to talk about. I mean, when you want to get into a relationship, but we are talking about people that want to be in a relationship. We are talking about people who want to find these problems and solve these problems. When you have this, we were talking about last night, men having the silent resentment that women don't appreciate having dates and appreciate going on a date, appreciate getting taken out for a meal, right? That this is just not a male or female problem. This is just not a female problem. It's a male problem too. We have another side to that. Okay, and I understand. I understand Black America's solution, because he's a very blunt, or he's very blunt, and then this is it, and this is solution. But there's nuances to these solutions. There's nuances to these relationships. No, not too many people want to just quit their job and figure things out. They can't afford to do that. Black America can afford to say that to his wife. He can afford that. But a young man who's 27, or a young man who's 30 and she's 30, and they have 1-year-old and they have a 2-year-old, or they have a 5-year-old, whatever, and they're just getting started in relationship. I don't understand how two people don't live in a house. I just don't understand it. It's just gonky to me. But
What do you mean? How two people don't live in the house? What do you mean by that?
like two people haven't decided that they're going to invest their money in a house as opposed to throwing their money away on rent. Okay, so that's what I mean.
Oh,
And they,
Let me
well,
share. Let me share something that happened.
houses. So,
what?
go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, Black America. Go ahead, Black America. I apologize.
What?
So, what I want to tell HQ, houses aren't for everybody. HQ.
True.
Seriously, a house,
True.
a house a house really is a bad investment as far as when it comes to real estate. If
That's the
you
only
have
way. That's
enough,
the only way to build wealth in this country. It's to buy a home. That's the only way you're going to
I I
build
I
wealth.
I, I, I know, to buy real estate. So look at it. If if I was to buy a house here in Vegas, they're coming down right now. I looked yesterday. We
Right.
running about like 480, 490, and on the low end, like a 400,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I go buy an apartment complex, HQ,
Right.
which is income property, you can
Mm-hmm.
do, as a first time buyers, you can do first time buyers, owner occupied. You buy the place for that same 400,000 or 500,000. You rent
Mm-hmm.
out 3 apartments and live in one, or you can rent them all out. That's what I do.
That's how I
And you're
did.
paying right. So that's what I'm saying. So a house is not,
No, not
you
necessarily.
know,
I'm not
with,
saying a house is. I'm not talking about just a house. I'm talking about ownership of something. I mean, this is how I did it. I owned a house, and then I rented out. I rented out rooms in the house. I bought a
right.
house, rented out rooms in the house, and like for example, my mortgage for the house. I had a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house, right? I lived in the big master suite, and I rented out 4 of the bedrooms. Each bedroom I rented out
Mhm.
for $700 a month. I rented 700. My mortgage is only $1,300. So I
Right.
rented it for each room was $700. Right there, that's $2,800. So my rent and the electric and all that was covered, right? Everything
Yeah.
was covered.
Yeah.
So that's how I made my money, by doing that, jumping from house
Okay,
to
wait, wait,
house.
wait, 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 wait. Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. This is beautiful. This is beautiful what you're saying. Now we need 4 other women to be in the conversation and learn this technique. We need 4 other men to be in this conversation and learn this technique, because this is the classroom that we don't have in the BIPOC community. We get,
Yes.
and
So
I think. Go ahead, Black America. Go ahead.
so the problem with that, Zeus, is black people for the most part don't want to do the shit. It would have behooved HQ, like all my nieces and nephews, right? So all my money came from illicit practices, right? Right.
He
You
just
know,
said
when
illicit. Okay.
yeah, all my money came from, so I never actually had anything in my name. Only thing when I got busted, I had 56 cars. 56. Only thing I had in my name was a El Camino and a 325 BMW. That's
Mm,
it. Because I never put anything in my name. My number one owned half of the neighborhood, right? And then my other girl, she owned, like, start buying land in the desert, right?
right.
But none of the shit was ever in my name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's People don't want to be that. They don't want to get on that phone. I used to tell my homeboys that was out there with me all the time, man, give me like 10,000. At that time, I could buy uh I could buy 4 acres with like 10 grand.
Right.
That's all I was doing. I couldn't do anything with the money. Like the money was dirty, and it was just a bunch of rednecks with land out here. So we just bought the shit up. My dad always told me. He said, "Kid, they make more everything. You know what? The only thing they're never making any more of is land.
Mm-hmm.
Buy up the land." So
Right.
we bought up the land. That put us in a position. But yes, I did have to go do time behind it. But nobody wants to be on that program because they want to go to Tahiti. They care about the fucking braces for little Timmy. They want to live lifestyle instead of living a life. That's the difference, HQ and Zeus.
It's earning people don't want to earn it the way it's supposed to be earned. They just want it to be given to you. This is something they entitled to. It don't work. It never works that way. But I'm saying to you, it's a bad deal on both sides. I get that people don't want to get married. They want to get married. They do. They don't know what's going on. I mean, marriage can be a beautiful thing. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, how did I really feel about being married and the chores and doing all those things as a wife? And I said I was relatively happy. It's very rare that I run into a day that I'm not happy. It's very rare day. Okay. And I don't even recall when I ever been
Yes,
unhappy. Right.
Hold on. Black
right,
America, Black
because
America,
your
Black
husband,
America.
because your
Hold on a second.
husband worked himself to the bone. Go ahead.
Black America, hold on a second.
Right.
Okay. First of all, listen. I think sometimes we, excuse me, and I say this with love, grace. We step over the greatness of people who speak on this panel.
Mhm.
Black America has been through a lot. He
Mhm.
won't say it,
Mhm.
but he has been very transparent with the pain that he walked through. And then he was just very transparent and
Right.
sharing something. And I
Right.
think a lot of times we talk over that. And I noticed Aaron the other day, I wasn't on the panel, but he was very transparent and he was talking about being a better communicator and
Right.
working through things. I think we kind of, like we don't know these people and they're sharing personal trials and tribulations. That is the greatness of the panel.
Right.
You said something, and I know it's probably small in a conversation, but to me it's huge. You said my husband and I were smokers and we quit
Yeah.
together.
Mm.
A lot of people don't want to face demons. That's one.
Mm.
See, when you hear Black America, he executing demons. He just hold them to the ground, shoot them in the head.
Mm.
Well, a lot of times we want to let the demons run around and everything else. He's not saying he's not going to get Jimmy the braces. He's saying let's take care of these things first
Right.
and we'll get to that.
Right. Right.
That's what he's saying. But most people hear, why can't he have good teeth? That's not what he's saying.
Right.
He's saying, let my lady get peace, because when you in peace, you're gonna find solutions.
Right.
When you high stress, you're gonna find problems. With that said, I'm in.
And remember, but when you started talking, I said to you, when I approach Black America, I know the type person he is, so I approach him in a different way than when I approach you. You
Y'all
t-
married. Y'all
no,
married. I ain't
I'm
married
saying,
to you.
but I'm saying people know how to approach. People should learn how to approach and navigate what that person is. If that person, I know this person speaks bluntly, I know this person is going to say that. I know, I know Black America is just going to present a solution. He's going to do calculations, all of that, right? I get it. But when I approach him, if I'm his wife, I approach him, me being the person that I am, I come with a different solution, but I'm not beating him over the head with that solution. But then I say, hey, hon, I don't think it's feasible for me to quit. Johnny needs those braces. They need the credit card pay, and then I throw it in his lap so he can start putting that around in his head. Even though he may have dismissed it earlier, he comes to a solution by listening to what I'm presenting, right? He's listening to what I said. She can't do this, she can't do that. So how do we bring that? So how do we bring this scenario to somewhere where he's happy and I'm happy? I understand how to approach that type person. I get it. You're a little different. You're gonna outthink me. I already know that. I can go to you and say, Zeus, how do I solve this problem? And I'm frustrated. You come with a solution that I can immediately live with, because that's the type of person that you are. You come up with, you've thought about those scenarios and you think of what's palatable first. Black America doesn't think about what's palatable. He thinks about what's the easiest or the strategic solution. It's also about knowing who you're married to.
Wait,
It's all,
wait, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
am I wrong? What?
Wait, wait a goddamn minute.
What?
Everything, e- every no, you are completely wrong.
No, I'm not
And this
wrong.
is
You are a very
this is
blunt
this is
boom.
this is no. This is what it is. Zeus will give you a palatable. He'll give you something like you said that you can live with.
Mhm.
I'm giving you something that you can live with also. But the problem is, I don't want to have a discussion about it. Zeus is the kind of guy that will have a discussion. He want to sit there and go intellectual, go toe to toe, and have a back and forth over a
Right,
cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee,
right,
right?
right.
I don't drink coffee. So no, I don't want to fucking talk. Let's get it done. Okay, I can't quit work. Okay, well then, so one thing is the problem. I
I'm not,
don't
brother,
know.
Black America. I'm not saying your approach is bad. I'm saying I know how to approach you if I come with a
I
problem.
got it.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that. You're just two different people and you calculate things differently. So I, as a person who may be in love with you and who may be in love with you, I know I have to talk to you this way. And I know how you're going to come. So I have to present it to you palatable, just like Zeus presents it to me palatable. It's all about knowing the person that you're married to and you're in love with. I can't just come to you and say, fuck all this, Black America. You're going to do what the fuck I say. What you going to do? You're going to look at me like I'm crazy and you're going to run the other way and be like, you can do whatever you want to, itch. So I know not to approach you that way. What I'm saying is, I sort of got an idea of how you're going to say what you're going to say. So I'm trying to understand and pull more discussion out of you, even though you don't want to have a discussion. I want to have a discussion because that's the type of person I am, and I need you to engage with me so I know how to make you engage. With Zeus, I know Zeus is going to engage automatically. He's going to come around with the certain, but he's going to make it palatable for me. You're not going to do that. So I have to do something. And don't say it's manipulative. It's always that way because I want the best solution in relationships. So no, I'm not saying your way is bad. I'm saying you, the person that you are, people have to know how to approach you to get the best results out of you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is that a bad thing, Zeus? What I said?
No, no, I don't think it was, and I also want to say on Black America's half, yeah, it's got me in trouble trying to explain to people and trying to have conversations. Sometimes you got to shut that shit down. As I grew, I realized everything can't be a conversation; it has to be a statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely see what he's talking about, and I want to embrace. Yeah, I did that. I did problems and solutions, and I've also did like, hey, here's what we're doing moving forward. Boom, put it on the refrigerator.
Right,
No conversation.
right.
Next.
There, there you go, Zeus. Because I'm telling you, it's nothing worse than talking over a problem with your wife and or woman, and then having to go back and forth about it. You know why, HQ? Because 99% of the time, We cannot outtalk y'all. We get frustrated with y'all, and then you guys turn into that bitch, right? We
All
don't we
right.
don't we don't want we don't want that. So you know how to negate all of that? Hey, it's gonna be like this.
I just
And you
bust
leave.
out laughing because you said something, and I had a picture in my head. I remember walking up the fee and starting to talk to him, and he said, just very bluntly, "You really think I want to talk to you right now?" Just very bluntly, he said that, and he was in the middle of doing something. "Do you really think I want to have a conversation and talk to you right now?" And I was like, backed up, and that was early when we got me. You saying that reminded me. Okay, I can see where men can be, they don't want to have that kind of conversation. I can see that. But unfortunately, you're dealing
That's
with.
not what he's saying, HQ. Listen to what we're saying as men, okay? He's saying, and I'm sorry, I'm speaking for you, Black America. We don't have the tools to out talk you.
Right, right.
We don't have the communication tools to say, hey, you know what, honey, blah, 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 like you guys wanted. So
Mhm.
when it comes out, we go hamburgers or hot dogs. That's all we know.
Right, right. I mean,
He's
I
saying
get
we
that.
don't we don't have the communication tools, and you want to make us have the communication tools. Not you, but in general, when a
Mhm,
man shuts down and says, okay, it's A, and you keep forcing us in the conversation,
mhm,
as Black Americans say, we become that nigga. Nobody wants to deal with that. You would have pushed your husband in in that moment. It wasn't no good was coming from that, but a lot of women want
mhm,
to. You gonna listen to me? You gonna do? And that's
mhm.
where they need to get the chill button. With that
Right.
said, I'm in.
And I knew at that point. He said, "You really want me to talk to you right now?" And I was like,
Right.
ah. So I walked away, right? Because I
And
knew that's the type of person that he was.
it turns
Leave him
out to
alone. Right. Go ahead. Black America, go ahead.
it 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 it, it turns out to be a problem. And like I said, we don't want a problem with the person we love. This
Right.
morning, early this we got off late last night, you and I. Early this morning, one of the guys that I counsel, he hit me up. Hey man, he's happy and this, that, and the other. The first thing I said to him, HQ, was, you didn't let her come back home, did you?
Mhm,
And he said, yeah, I let her come back home. And I had to fuss at him for about 5 or 10 minutes. He
mhm,
started crying and everything because, dude, you are abusive to your woman.
mhm.
She's been gone for 2 months. You just came and sat with me twice. You're not ready to have her back in your life.
Right.
And he, because he's starving for his woman, doesn't understand that. But like I told him this morning, my job is to keep her safe and keep you out of prison,
Right.
because you're going to end up doing something that you're going to regret because you don't know how to talk to your
Mm,
woman.
mm,
You don't
mm.
you lost your nuts with your woman. You're having discussions, and your
Mhm.
discussions turn into arguments, and your arguments turned into, guess what, HQ? What do arguments turned into?
Silent resentment.
No, they turn into fights where
Right.
people are touching each other
Mm,
unwarranted.
mm. Right.
So
Right.
you've done this several times, bro. You need to go to your grandma's house and stay. You need to tell her, hey, I understand, but I need to work on myself so that I am better for you.
Right.
We can't do that as men, HQ. We can't go back and forth with you guys.
Right. Yeah, but see,
So
you make it seem as though back and forth is not a bad thing if you having a discussion, not a bitching or um a nagging proposition. We're talking about a back and forth. You say quit. I say I can't quit. I got to pay for X, Y, and Z. Then you say, well, can you do X, Y, and Z? And I say, well, I don't think that would be a good thing. And then Then you say X, Y, and Z. And I say, that might work. Maybe that'll work. Let me think about it, blah, blah, blah. That type back and forth, that's not a fight or nagging or
No,
whatnot. You
no,
don't you
HQ.
need to have some kind of emotional
HQ, I'm gonna be honest with you. After the second time, I'm gonna say fuck, just like your husband would say. I'm gonna say, the fuck are you talking about? You don't want to do okay, fuck it. Go ahead. Do get it how you live. Do whatever the hell you think is best. Do whatever you want to. You don't want to listen to I if I'm supposed to be the leader and you're the co-pilot, when I tell you to put them trims down, put the trim down. You well not yet. Yet.
but
What good? Come on.
it's got to be a practical solution for that. It's got to be a practical solution. That's all I'm saying. It's got to be a practical solution. It can't just be a we don't want to talk, so let's shut her down type deal. It's got to be practical too. It's got to be because
I don't
women.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't think any guy would agree with that same thing. I'm just saying because like I said, you don't want to hurt your woman. You end up hurting your woman, hitting your woman, and all of these things. And it comes because just because you keep having these back and forth conversations, it's best to avoid them altogether.
Yeah, but you
It really
can't.
is.
You gotta have. That's the whole point of having the conversation. That's the whole point of being in the relationship. You gotta have conversations. Sometimes hard conversations. I get all of that, but you gotta have conversations. You got to. Y'all give me y'all final thoughts, please, and thank you. I'm only on here for 2 hours. Then I gotta go somewhere. Then I'll be back.
All right. Well, it's Sunday morning.
Sunday
You
morning.
guys need to you guys need to get your fat asses up and take a walk. That's
Yeah,
all I gotta say. Have
yeah.
a good day. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Black America. Thank you, Zeus, sir. Zeus, did you die off? Yeah, you must have died off. Anyway, HQ about to get no, not no, no. I gotta take care of the baby. I gotta take care of some things. My daughter's coming home from the hospital today. She just is. So we remembered creating a safe space so your partner and you can talk. Creating a safe space so and don't dismiss the fact that she's emotional. She needs to talk. She needs to be able to express herself. So does he. You got to express yourself without blame, without guilt, without becoming defensive. Okay. A lot of women, that talking comes out as nagging, and we got to learn how to not do that nagging. You also have to be able to rebalance the workloads at your home, specifically if you don't want that resentment to build up in the marriage. Nobody wants to uh uh be able to say anything. Presenting solutions is great, but sometimes they're not practical, which is what I try to tell Black America. Yes, he wants to present solutions, but sometimes you're there to bounce ideas off of, and I want to be able to talk to you in that way. Maybe I don't want a solution. Maybe I just want you to hear what I have to say, right? You also have to show appreciation in these relationships. A lot of men have resentment when you don't show appreciation for things that they do. It doesn't come from particularly, the work or doing the work or whatever. It comes from nobody recognizing what they have done. Okay. A simple thank you. I appreciate you handling the kids. I appreciate you helping the kids with the homework. All of these things go a long way in a relationship if you're willing to do it, right? Yeah, and you also have to prioritize uh emotional intimacy. And that has to be one of the number one things that people have to do. The emotional distance is what kills the relationships. Okay. Please hit the like button coming in and out. Please hit the like button coming in and out. I appreciate it. Even though I don't see your name, there's people in the clouds. Please hit the like button too. Okay. Emotional distance is created also, and it kills the desire to be physically intimate with people. If I'm all the way across town and I'm not thinking about you, I'm not thinking about having sex with you. Okay. I mean, intimacy is not something that's a big thing. It's not a built thing on. It's not a thing built on big things. It's built on small daily things, gestures that say, I still want you, I still think about you, I'm still appreciate you, right? Learn how to build date night, consistent things in which you appreciate your spouse. Okay. And the most amazing thing and the most important thing is you got to learn how to fight fairly. Y'all got to fight fairly and check in regularly with your spouse, with the things that they want, with the things they need. Okay. And get help if you need help. Okay. The whole point of this is silent resentment doesn't mean a wife stops loving her husband or a man stops loving his wife. It usually means she stopped believing that speaking up will make things change. Men too. Men stop talking because they don't believe it's going to change. It's not a grand gesture. It's small things, consistent listening, teamwork, appreciation, saying thank you. Okay. So silence and not saying anything in a marriage doesn't mean that nothing is wrong with that marriage. Okay. That doesn't mean that. So you need to take heed and take care that you don't just have a silent marriage where people have this resentment in the back of their mind because they're not saying anything because you say you don't want to hear me nagging, so I ain't talking no more. I ain't saying nothing no more. That's a dangerous place to be. Okay. Peace comes from honesty, shared responsibility, and a daily effort that a person makes in relationships every day, every day, every day. So I thank y'all for showing up. Oh, hold on. Listen to this. On Love Check, we ask 10 tough questions that reveal if someone's truly ready for love and marriage. Love Check, premiering September 8th. Subscribe now so you don't miss any of the content and turn on all notifications. Hey. That's the new Love Check show. Starts on next week. Love Check, where we ask 10 hard questions. Are you ready to be married? Are you ready to be in a relationship? We ask 10 questions for any candidate that wants to come up or any candidate that wants to call in. 10 questions. And this will give us an idea of whether you're willing to be, you're on the right track to be married, you're on the right track to be in a relationship. And, we have, fans getting the panel, the people in the chat get involved, X, Y, and Z. And this is when we turn it on the super chats. We turn on super chat. I ain't talking about big super chat, but we going back to September 1st. That's the month we get the super chats. 2 months off, 2 months. I did 2 months off of super chat. We doing super chats this time. So thank y'all for showing up. Thank you. Please hit the like button coming in and out. If you like the content, this is Wife Code with HQ. I appreciate y'all. See y'all later. Who knows where I might be later on? Nobody knows.